One of the co-founding families of DBI Services Incorporated back in 1978 is now looking to take over the helm of that company again, a company they sold in 2016. Lisa Sugar talked with the co-founders of DeAngelo Contracting Services, Paul DeAngelo Jr. and his brother Jared DeAngelo, about this recent development.
What was your reaction when you heard that DBI Services Incorporated that you sold in 2016 had closed its doors, the workers lost their jobs? Did you see this coming?
Yeah, it was a shock to our family. Certainly my dad being one of the co-founders originally. We grew up in the business, my brother and I, and we knew a lot of those people personally, not only the folks from the Hazleton area, but all throughout the country. And it was really upsetting to us. And, we got on the phone as a family and wanted to do something. And being that we have the contracting business that we started about 2 years ago, felt like we can pursue something here and getting a team together to pursue something to, help support what's left.
Like my brother just said, really hit home for us. We had a lot of people reaching out, a lot of people, that understood that was our family growing up. That's what we grew up with. And like my brother said too, the employees weren't just people to us. These are people that watched my brother and I grow up through that business, and really had meant a lot to us. So it was extremely important for us to be responsive to these people, and do as much as we could to help them out.
What is the strategy now for taking over and taking back DBI Services? I guess it's most of the company, but not all of it.
Yeah, so over the last week and a half, 2 weeks since we heard the news, just like everyone else, we got a team together and started to build out what we were thinking that we can do to keep a lot of the employees working, keep a lot of the customers getting their services done for them. And we came up with, a pretty significant part of the business that we understood, being, in the business just 5 years ago, and said, look, these are the things we, did some diligence, made some lists, and put together a strategy around, these are the places, we certainly need to go to, prioritizing those by critical customers. A lot of the infrastructure that the DBI did maintain is critical to the nation's infrastructure. So we started to prioritize those lists. And as we, have conversations with customers and employees and where we can bring them back, we're certainly focused on some of the key critical items. Our long-term plan is to size the business down to be a more manageable business and sustainable business, and, not be in Canada or overseas or anything like that. We certainly want to keep the business focused around the core employees, the core customers, and, those profitable contracts to make it a sustainable business.
Jared, so now have employees, your past employees been contacting you? What are you doing now to help out those people that maybe can be part of your payroll again?
In the last week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it's been, we've obviously been doing our due diligence to reach out to these employees. Like my brother said, as we attain some of these contracts and some of these things, that are going to be crucial to the business. And again, these people are great people that have worked for our family, and even some of the newer people, just have heard the stories and things like that from past employees. So, we're extremely grateful and blessed that, the family business that my father and uncle started years ago, that they were able to build a culture, a family culture that we're again able to bring here to DeAngelo Contracting Services. And that, that culture still meant something to these people. And, they were extremely willing to just jump right back on board with us. Extremely happy to be a part of, our family and the family business again. We've hired, I think, 260 employees currently already, on top of the current 75 or 80 employees that we had at DCS. So this thing's really coming together over the last 2 weeks.
Any idea how long this process takes?
So we currently have, an agreement signed with DBI, and we have 30 days to, close the transaction and get everything in order. It's a tall task. There's a ton of moving parts and a lot of things going on in the background some real critical items. And so 30 days is a short window, but we have a great team working on it, and we're working day and night through the wee hours of the morning. And we're certainly pushing forward. So in the next 30 days, we'll be able to successfully close the transaction and take over the assets of DBI. And in the meantime, we're building up all these things in the meantime. So it is a short window, but we're working hard to get it done.
Today's news feature is brought to you by The Cheese Store and more. Go to their Facebook page to see their specials and check out their catering menu.